together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in. Stacking up green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah. It's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here as always by my brother Tim. And today we have a full baseball slate to go over. We have some Friday NFL action to go over. We have Eagles and Packers. We'll kick off the show with that. Then we have some afternoon action with Yankees Cubs to kick off a full Friday card, which will be fun there. And then we have 4 games in the WNBA as well. That yesterday, yesterday though, Tim, at the end of the show, I talked over the 2 WNBA games, and let's get into the recap of yesterday. I talked over the 2 WNBA games, and I landed myself on a winner last night with the Seattle Storm plus the points. So I've noticed that when we talk over the WNBA games, I have a decent read on them. So I would like to talk them over and things along those lines for the show. For that, baseball went 3-1, and for me, the one loser was just annoying because I kind of had to lean towards the under in the game as well, and I ended up going with the Astros -1, which ended up being -133 when I bet it after the show. And that was an annoying loser as they lose 1-0 in that game. Minnesota, Tampa Bay under 7.5, never in doubt. It was 4-2 in the third, finishes 4-3. So that was nice. That live total got up to I think 10.5 at one point. Arizona, San Fran under 7.5, never in doubt. That game was 2-2 in the fourth or something like that. And the thing is, with the 2 full game unders I bet yesterday, one would have pushed the first 5 under, one would have lost the first 5 under. So that's something I'm starting to look at here. Is I'm not going to be betting majority full game unders, but I'm going to pick and choose my spots to do so. And I wanted to back the bullpens in both those games. Did I have that game going under 7.5 with Blake Snell throwing 42 pitches in the first inning and giving up 2 runs and then getting pulled at the end of 1 inning? No. I have no idea who that, I think it was Knapp guy was, but he was incredible for the Giants yesterday. So the under 7.5 winner there, and then the Philly run line winner as well. So 3-1 in baseball yesterday, which was nice. And all those were done pretty quick. Because the latest game I had was the 6:00 game with the Philadelphia Phillies, which allowed me to focus on the NFL game, which nice to start the season 1-0 in the NFL. Kansas City Chiefs -2.5, never in doubt there. His toe is out. And what would have been really frustrating about that was there was no overtime going to be in that game. Harbaugh put up 2 fingers, wanting to go for a 2-point conversion when that would
have been great because I had the points. So
I would have been pissed because I would have lost regardless if they got it or not. So I'm glad he was out. It's nice to start the season off 1-0. I was looking at here's the thing. It's for me, it's not the winners that you bet sometimes, it's the losers that you don't. I wanted that under.
It would have pushed.
And it would have, I think depending on the line you would have gotten, it would have either pushed or lost at 46.5. I saw some people get 47.5s though later in the day. What really confused me was I saw so much love for the under, but yet that line went from 45.5 up to 46.5 up to 47.5. And I thought that rain delay was actually going to help the over more. So I almost grabbed some over 46.5 pregame. And I end up not doing that. It is what it is. I mean, so nice little winner to start there. Overall yesterday finished 5-1. The Astros were my only loser yesterday, so hopefully they can get back on track today. But 5-1 day after the previous day? I think it was a 6-1 day I'm on a nice little run the last couple days. Much needed after having a 2-14 baseball run the previous 2 days before this. So, yeah. So we have 2 games in college football today. If you're not including the that marquee matchup between the Leathernecks and the Hoosiers, which is Indiana minus 42.5. And I think I'm going to move on the Duke game as well. Oh wow, that line dropped even more. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to move on that Duke game as well, and the line dropping kind of confirms that too. So,
I will say there was one play on the site last night. It was Phillies -2. That was it. I will say I should have never have doubted Taylor Swift in the first game.
Oh my God, she didn't play the.
Anyways, if I would have known, I would not have faded her in the first game. They had to let her win the first. Anyways,
you sound retarded when you say that.
Can you not do that? Okay, cool. I don't feel like getting canceled. But no, just an ugly game. Just the softest of calls, but it is what it is. The Chiefs got their win. I got the loss. Lost a chunk of money with that one because between Baltimore money line, Baltimore plus the points, Lamar touchdown, Flowers touchdown, defensive touchdown. I was down I was down a couple hundred, so it was a really rough night. But at least you got your win next. So, but on the site, just one play. It was just the Phillies.
Yep.
Nick, go to the chat.
Yes, boss. Let's see. Oh, now I get it.
He's trying to be stupid.
I get it. When they have both of them on the thumbnail, they both show up. When one guy, well, yeah. Usually, I know whether or not I'm going to be solo or not when I'm making the thumbnail. Most of the time. So when I do that, I only put myself on the thumbnail. When I know Tim's going to be here, I put both on it. So yeah, that is the way it goes sometimes. Sometimes I put both of us on and then only. But
the thing is, sometimes because I work another job, I don't know. I can't always be here. Sometimes I have to stay late because I don't make enough money doing ESP. So I have to have another job. So, yeah, sometimes I'm going to miss shows. It's going to happen, 446. And guess what? I have to. And if you want a rebate of your free show, you do whatever you want, dude.
Fair. What's up, Rose? What's good, Robert? Did Tim get the WNBA record for you guys? I do have the WNBA record.
No, you go get the WNBA record. Have fun. I don't have the time for it.
I did because we're going to be going over it today. So it's slightly down on the year, which is different for us because usually we finished up on the WNBA. So far this year, it's slightly down. Could be worse. Could be better. Yeah. Texas Rangers cash cow. I like how I said it yesterday. I have no value and I end up betting them. Yeah. Interesting. They weren't a cash cow at Showtime, and it drives me crazy when they aren't cash cows at Showtime, and then I'll get a message later in the day saying that, oh, this team's a cash cow and I didn't see it and I don't bet it, and then they win and cover the run line.
Yeah.
So that's always fun. It's Sean Mania Day. Yes, it is. It is Sean Mania Day. Yep. Cool. BYU plus the points and BYU money line. I am on those Cougars. I got 11 with them there. So yes, I'm on the Cougars in that one there. Phillies minus 2.5. Nice win. There you go. There we go. What's good, Markel? Let's run it back. Philly minus 2.5 tonight. I'm going to be back on that run line. So we'll see with that.
Yep.
I took the Nerfy. I'm just using the Phillies money line for a parlay. Fair. Hell of a day yesterday, back into the NFL, feeling good after that game. I did well enough last night to run a little experiment today. 1 unit on every dog on the card, reverse minus 1.5. Gonna see what happens. Interesting. And that's gonna start with the first game we're gonna go over in baseball, which I actually do like the dog in that game with the Cubbies. We'll get into that though, yeah. Ravens are in trouble this season. I wouldn't say that. They played a good Chiefs team. Like, this is a team looking to go for a three-peat. So, I mean, fair. LJ Martin touchdown and 40-plus yards. Good luck. Mets run line today. Good luck today and this weekend, by the way, brothers, from another or possible. There you go. Jalen Reed. Okay, gotcha. 40-plus receiving yards. I forgot to hit Hybris. Good. Yeah, we got to make money, sadly. Betting on sports isn't sustainable. This is why we're trying to grow the channel. We want this to be the full-time thing. And unfortunately, YouTube does not make enough money for us to do that. And sales on sites do not make enough money for us to do that. It's just the reality of the situation. So it is what it is. Saquon Barkley, first score touchdown. I can see that. I'm huge on this BYU team this year. Hopefully they can perform in the spotlight. There you go. So Nick says he'll cap the WNBA because you make money while the record shows you are losing, so you can scrap it. No. Because we've had the last few seasons be profitable. So no. The WNBA makes us money. It hasn't this year yet. But we haven't gone over it like that. We haven't broke down the games like that this year. So, and I think we did the last few seasons. We would actually break down some of the games. So
no, we never did.
We never did.
I would do free pick videos on them, but no, we never break them down.
Fair. Yeah, 0.1 units, not 1 unit. Fair. Yes, happy Shamania Day. He has been absolutely awesome this year, Shamania.
He is the third most profitable pitcher in baseball behind Barrios and Bebby.
Nice. I was like a unit and seeing Resquiadas, but hey, if you hit a couple of them, you're good. Got my 16 cooking. There you go. Good morning, fellas. What's good, Tariq? I hope you slammed the live under yesterday. I did not. And that's because I don't know why I didn't. Because that game went exactly how I thought it was. First half almost went over. It was 23, so it pushed. And then I even said that if I got 51.5, I was going to live bet the under. I saw 51.5, and I didn't bet the live under. Because the Chiefs did this every single game last year, it felt like. Unders were really good in Arrowhead in general. And second half unders in Chiefs games were ridiculously good. So I don't know why I didn't bet it. Happens. What do you got, Nathan? There you go. Once you guys get big, I can definitely see it happening. Will you stop giving free picks like you do now? No. My goal is that this channel will be big enough where we can go over every single game. Where if we get like 75,000 subscribers or 100,000 subscribers, stuff like that, we can make enough money doing shows and videos where we can probably throw in a 4-hour college football show and go over every game. If the content makes enough money, I mean, it'll get views and we can do the same. Like, if we can get enough subscribers and enough of a following where we're making thousands of dollars a month off of ad revenue doing live shows, why not add shows? You know why we'd be able to add shows? It's because we would have the time because we don't have to go do other things for money. Also, I'm in school right now. So my schedule's a little crazy with that as well. But like once I graduate next year, the schedule is wide open for us to do a lot of different things potentially. So we'll see. We need this channel to grow though. We're at 4,000 subscribers. We are nowhere near our goal. Because my ultimate goal with ESB is 100,000.
I want to get a plaque.
Yeah, I want one of those plaques. But yeah, we were right about the Connecticut Sun pick. Yeah, I should have backed that one there. The Chiefs control the ball so well in the second half. Unders definitely look good. Look. Also, one thing that kind of killed the Ravens was they used 2 timeouts on defense early in the third quarter.
And penalties.
No. They were timeouts, Tim. I'm talking about the timeouts they used. But yeah, what's the point of picking up Henry? QB still the leading rusher. Yeah, it gives him a different dynamic to the offense because last time I knew Lamar Jackson's not going to truck you over.
Correct.
So, yeah. So Yankees money line and Pirates so far. I am going to be on the opposite side in that game. I'm going to be on the Cubs in that game. I'm almost certain I am. And we'll get into that. College football would be so fun. It would be. Yeah. Let me on the show. Go viral. ESB, the sky is the limit. Hopefully. I slammed the under at 53.5, 51.5. Plus, I already had under 47.5. Had to sweat, though. Thank you for the toe on the line. Absolutely. There you go. You guys should learn about the market. I don't care about the market. Cool. You can play the market. You can have fun with it. I can care less about it. I'm here to talk sports. That's the way I want to do it. KC Chiefs yesterday. There you go. But lost with the parlay with the Natties. Yeah, I wanted the Natties, but I didn't move on them, and I'm glad I didn't. Drew makes the rushing game more deadly. Now they have two to focus on two elite runners. Absolutely. Don't fade the Spankies. I have full intentions on doing that today. Full intentions on doing it. As long as I wake up in time tomorrow, I'll update you all on the minus 100 project. Oh, there you go. Good luck. I love the crypto market where I can make my best cash. Nice. It's just something I don't understand. So I'm not going to invest money in something I just plain and simply don't understand. Ready to talk some football, Tim?
Let's do it.
Let's get into it here, though. We have the Friday game in Sao Paulo, Brazil, I believe this game here with the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Green Bay Packers. Let me get up the line history in this spot here for these Eagles, where it's loading. So we'll be able to get that up here in a second. Where we have the Eagles opening up at around a 1.5. This was months ago. They opened up at 1.5. And it got all the way up to a 2.5 at one point. It's back down to a 2, but we've had a half-point line movement towards these Eagles. Line opened up at a 48.5. It got all the way up to a 49, back down to a 48.5, and now we're seeing 49.5 here for the total in this game. Let's get into the cash flow in this game here, where we have 34% of the tickets and 66% of the cash is on these Philadelphia Eagles. So the sharp money coming on the Eagles, line moving from 1.5 to 2. Very, very appealing for Philadelphia here. 77% of the tickets and 57% of the cash on the over in this spot as well. I moved on this game last night. I got the Eagles at minus 125. My numbers have this game around a 3.5, 4 range. And when I look at these two teams, if you are using a recency bias, you're all over the Green Bay Packers in this game. Because what did we last see with these two teams? An absolute collapse with the Philadelphia Eagles in the second half of the season last year. And the last 6 weeks of the season, Jordan Love looked like the best quarterback in football. I think the Packers are going to be one of the more overrated teams in the market this season. And I got to decide whether or not I'm going to add their under-win total. The Green Bay Packers, personally, because I think this is a team that regresses this year. They're a very young team. And on the flip side, the Eagles, they fixed their problems on defense that they had last season. And when we look, they switched up the coaching staff because their offensive coordinator sucked last year. As a Giants fan, I wish they kept him because he loved his bubble screens. But I think this is going to be an improved Eagles team. I think the Eagles win the East this year. I think that this is an 11 or 12 win Eagles team. And I think this is a Packers team that wins like 8 games this year. I think this is a regression year for Jordan Love and the Packers. And I am on the Eagles here at minus 125. And I'm looking to start the year 2-0. What's your thoughts, Tim?
I Oh, well, I guess I'm gonna try to start the year 0-2. I'm against you. But another person that's also against me is Trent. Trent's on the Eagles tonight. But it doesn't matter. He had the Ravens last night. So no, I'm higher on this Green Bay Packers team. Because I know you're big on the Lions. I'm big on the Packers this year. I personally have their money line. I got it at like plus 117. It's a Packers team that I think has a real shot to win the division. And a Philadelphia team that will be in a tough battle throughout the entire year with the Cowboys. I think that's going to be a close battle the entire year. I don't think either one of those teams are going to be a top 2 team in the league. I'll say that. I'm low on Philly. I'm higher on Green Bay. I took the Packers here. I took them at a little bit of plus money. Hoping to get my first win of the NFL season. But we'll see.
What's your thoughts on this total?
I think I would prefer to go over, just because I think that would mean that Green Bay was able to score. But I personally don't have any opinion on the total.
Fair. Seeing if we were able to get our first NFL play up on the site.
No, we'll have it on Sunday.
I didn't bet the total either. The public's on the over, but the line's moved from a 48.5 to a 49.5. So the line at least they're at least respecting the money coming in on the over. It's not enough for me to get involved with the total in this game. I will just stick with Eagles money line and move on.
Good luck. I hope you win.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you leave off?
It says 18.
Oh boy. Able to find the last comment you had?
There you go. Yeah, I had to search for it for a second.
You're good. Henry is washed. O-line is suspect. It's a pass for me, but Reed 40+ yards. I could see that. Yo. What's up, Mr. Joe? There's some more talk. I need +3 with the Packers leaning over as well. Juice saying Henry is washed is just incorrect. Maybe his production has slowed down, but the man is not washed. There you go. This is a must. It's week 1. I don't understand the must wins. That
I wouldn't call it a must win, but I mean, if you're the Eagles, the way that last season ended, I can understand this statement a little bit. With the way that they absolutely collapsed towards the end of the year, and that embarrassing loss to the Buccaneers in the playoff game, I can understand wanting to get the season started off right.
I don't think you could say a week 1 game against a non-divisional opponent's a must win.
No, but on the flip side, mentally, I kind of agree with this. Like if you had a collapse like the Eagles did last year and you start your season off 0-1, you kind of get into that mode of, oh shit, here we go again type of thing. I think I could be wrong, but that would be kind of the way I would view that. So I understand the statement. I don't know if I agree with it 100%, but I understand where they're coming at.
I understand where you're coming at, but I don't agree with that statement. Eagles, no more market talk. That's fine. There you go. Devontae Smith touchdown. Get it. I have Devontae Smith on my fantasy team, so
Devontae Smith or AJ Brown?
Sorry, I have AJ Brown. I knew I had some
many weapons. There's so many weapons. Like fantasy wise, I probably would have taken Barkley over Brown with the first round pick.
No, Barkley wasn't a first round pick.
I think he is, but I mean,
you think he stays healthy enough?
Yeah, the more I know, I said that, but he's gonna get hurt again. Whatever. He's actually, his health has not been that much of a problem over the last few years, as we think it is.
Barkley over carries. As a Packers fan, I can't back aside. Fair. That's why I'm doing props. Green Bay makes sense. Still a little sus. I would lean over, but I'm not betting it. Go Pack, go! Damn right, Razor. Go Pack, go! We saw Trent's on the Eagles. Let's go Pack. Henry's production not getting any better playing besides Lamar. They matter as well. They use Henry as a guard. Yeah. Must win week 1 is crazy. Yeah, 100%. Another year of Tim Love in Green Bay. Oh boy, give Love that contract after 1 year is a rolling disaster to happen. Philly rolls in this game. Well, then you're with Nick. They are both pawns for each other in the running game. We kind of saw that last night, yeah. Eagles and Philly run line parlay.
Philly parlay. There you go.
If anyone, less production helps him for very productive carries. Okay. NFC Finals or bust for the Eagles. I kind of agree with that.
I kind of agree. The expectations are very high on the Eagles, and I would be more on the side with the Eagles that they go far in the playoffs this year rather than they get bounced early like they did last year.
Okay.
You ready to head over to the Diamond?
Let's do it.
Let's get into this one here. This one caught my attention, and I actually went through and I wrote down a situational spot for this one here as well, which actually was not as good as I thought it was going to be, but they've been better as of late. Really, if you look at the overall record for this season with it, it's kind of shaky because they lost 5 in a row in the beginning of the season. Actually, the only thing I forgot to do was see if these were all afternoon games. But the Cubs are, I think, the only team that play Friday afternoon games. And they've done that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11 times this year. And they are 5-6 in those matchups. But they started off the year 2-0, and they're 3-1 their last 4. This line opened up with the Yankees as minus 135 favorites. It's now minus 124. So we have a 10-cent line or 11-cent line movement here towards the Chicago Cubs. This line opened up at a 7 at minus 115. It's now a 7.5 at minus 115. So we have a half-run line move towards the over, and we have a move towards the Cubbies here in this spot. 16% of the 17% of the tickets, and 86% of the cash is on the Cubbies. So the sharp money is all over Chicago in this game. The line's moving towards them as well. 95% of the tickets, 96% of the cash on the over here in this one too. We have Luis Gil taking on Jordan Wicks. I'm not a fan of Luis Gil long term as a starter. He had a nice start to the year, and he's looked decent, but as of late, he's not looked good at all. 5.25 ERA, 2.08 WHIP the last 30 days, 9 strikeouts per 9, which is 20%, but 9.75 walks per 9, a 294 BABIP, a 6.6 FIP, and a 6.63 SIERA. He is well past his innings career high, where in the major leagues, the most he's thrown is 29 and a third innings pitched in 2021. Now, did he throw more in the minor leagues? I would have to go and look, but I think he's past that. Jordan Wicks on the other side is an interesting pitcher because he is somebody who's either a bullpen guy or he can give you 5-6 innings. His last start was on September 1st. It was his first start since June 14th. He went 1 earned run on 4 hits, no walks, no strikeouts in 5 innings pitched. So that was kind of an interesting thing. He got no strikeouts last game, which is really interesting. He's not a strikeout guy though, because he can get strikeouts. He actually was in the beginning of the season, so we'll see with that. Kind of interested to see what his strikeout prop is. It's 3.5 just worth the over, so there's that. And for me, this market, the way the line is moving, this screams Cubs, and the Cubs have been better as of late. Now they are coming in off of losing a series to the Pirates, but there's been a day off in between. They are coming in off that 12-0 no-hitter game. I don't think that plays too much of a role because they're not playing the Pirates the next day. And now thinking about it, I should have been on the Pirates money line yesterday.
Yeah.
I totally missed that.
Yeah, I did too.
Wow. And the Pirates end up winning that game. I'm going to be on the Cubs. I'm going to move on the Chicago Cubs in this game. I'm going to shop around, try to find the best number, but I'm going to be moving on the Cubbies here.
I wanted to. The only reason why I'm staying off is because they just threw no hitter. But I feel like that's more of a. I feel like that should be more of a spot where I fade Shota Amagana in his next turn.
I think I agree with that.
But I'm gonna ease off just because it's the early game doesn't mean I have to bet it, and I'm not going to bet this one. Should be an interesting one. At this point, the Cubs are right there for well, actually they just lost 2 out of 3 to Pittsburgh, but they're really close to a wild card spot still.
4.5.
Yeah. So I'm going to stay off this game, but it would have to be a lean towards the Cubbies.
I agree with that.
I'm with Nick. I like him better. That's fair. You're just butthurt that my girlfriend keeps going after you. Go Cubs, go. You over 7. Cubs first 5. Yankees won't hit Hicks. Trust the Yankee expert. I jumped on the Cubs and not mad at it. The Yankees have displayed no desire to win. The second place Yankees, yes. Cubs run line. Get it, stop you. I agree on Cubs first 5. Cubs first 5 money line. Yankees like to score runs in the second half of the game. Cubs, Yankees, -1.5. Way better lineup. Doesn't mean that they're going to win. Soto home run. So I haven't really seen Soto do all that much as of late, so we'll see with that one. Now that I said that. But
yeah. Cubs money line, full game for me. I like the bullpen for the Cubbies. And I think the bullpen is an edge towards the Cubs here in this spot. And them hitting wise, they have the hitting edge as well. I forgot to mention that as well. Bullpen edge, Cubs, hitting edge, Cubs, 130 WRC plus, which is third against righties compared to 107, which is 11th. So I kind of lean over the total in this game as well, with it being a 7.5. I kind of lean that way as well, but it's just going to be Cubs money line for me.
There you go. Let's head to the next game, Nick.
Yeah, the Milwaukee Brewers. Oh, nope. I
shoot! I had it clicked in, and then I clicked the next game.
Yep. Milwaukee Brewers, Colorado Rockies. Ryan Feldner versus Frankie Soft Toss Montas. Line opened up at a -220. It's now 207. Line opened up 7.5 -115. It's 7.5 -115. Let's take a look at the cash flow. 99.98 on the over. The line's, I think, not moved for the total. And 91 is on the Brewers. So the public on the Brewers and the over, the line is moved slightly towards the Rockies, and it's not moved for the total. Tells me Ryan Feldner has a decent game here. Feldner, though, 6.75 ERA, 1.69 WHIP, 7.59 strikeouts per nine, which is 19%, 2.53 walks per nine, a 394 BABIP, a 5.06 FIP, and a 4.18 CR. On the flip side, Frankie Montas, 3.54 ERA, 1.18 WHIP, 8.68 strikeouts per nine, which is 23%, 4.18 walks per nine, a 3.58 BABIP, and a 4.49 FIP. So I do expect a little bit of negative regression here from Montas. Bullpen edge goes towards the Brewers. Hitting edge goes towards the Brewers. 110 WRC plus, which is the 11th, compared to 91, which is 26th. Where's my edge in this game if I'm looking to back the Colorado Rockies? I think it's Feldner over Montas. Or at the very least, it's a wash. To a point where I would only want on first 5. This line's dropped 10 cents towards the Rockies in the first 5 innings. I lean Rockies first 5 in this game. And I could see this being Rockies first 5, Brewers full game type of thing. Because the bullpen is a massive edge, and the hitting edge, I think over 9 innings, I would want the Brewers bats way more than the Rockies bats. By the way, shout out to the Rockies yesterday, getting the win against Atlanta. Love to see it. But I'm going to stay off the spot here. It's a lean towards the Rockies in the first 5 innings, but it's a pass.
I took the Brewers. on the run line. Rockies on the road is not something I want to trust. Rockies were officially eliminated from playoffs. So, but you also got to keep in mind this is a Milwaukee team that was just in Atlanta yesterday and had to travel up to Milwaukee. I know it's not that far of a trip, but they still had to. Milwaukee's been home for the past since the 2nd, so they've been kind of chilling. This Brewers team's getting close to clinching the division spot. And after their last series where they they did lose 2 out of 3 to St. Louis. Just noticed that now. Shows how much I really paid attention to those games. They're getting closer to clinching that division spot, and I think they're going to do it soon. I took the Brewers -1.5. I got +104 with it. So I'm on the Brewers. I got 102. I'm on the Brewers run line this one.
Yeah, I think the Brewers understand that the division's basically a lock at this point, up 9 games with 20 something to go. Unless they have, well, you know what I mean. But what I was trying to get at is I think they have bigger things in mind. They're 3 games behind the Phillies and the Dodgers for a bye.
Yeah.
If I'm the Brewers, that's my main concern right now is getting a bye to the DS rather than because we saw it last year. They won the division last year. They were the 3 seed. And what happened? Diamondbacks came in there and won both games.
Yep.
So, for me, the Brewers still need to win baseball games.
They do.
In order to get that bye. It's a pass for me, but it's just Rockies first 5 if I had bet anything.
Brewers run line. Brewers had a day off.
Yes, they did.
Over 7.5. Lean Rockies first 5, and also the over.
I want that under a little bit.
There you go. Tim, I like Destiny. She has a nice personality. Good choice for you. Can't tell whether or not you're being sarcastic. Brewers to win the World Series future. I have 50-1. Brewers -1.5. And stop fading the Chiefs. I did it 1 game. And it was more back to the Ravens.
There will be spots to fade the Chiefs this year. There absolutely will be.
I'm thinking that guy's probably a Chiefs fan, so probably just ignore him. We'll move on.
The more and more I look at it, the more and more that first 5 plus a half makes a lot of sense for the Rockies there. Sorry, I'm continuing to go on this game here. But I think that's a decent look. It's plus money. It's a low variance play because this total, I think, is an under at 7.5 there. Now I don't try. Now this would be a first 5, not a full game under because of the Rockies bullpen being absolutely garbage, and I don't trust them for 9 innings. But the first 5 plus a half is very interesting and very appealing. Whether or not I get to it, it's another story. But I just wanted to bring that up because that comment made me think a little bit there. And I think that's actually a really good look because I think it's a low variance game.
There you go.
We'll move on. Pittsburgh and Washington. Glad I stayed off this one yesterday because I had a strong lean towards Washington. The market loved Washington yesterday, which would have felt good for our first couple innings, but disappeared really quick. And once again, the market likes Washington in this game. Pittsburgh opens up as a -125 favorite. This is now -110. So we have a 15-cent line movement here towards an attitude in this game. Line opened up at an 8 and -115. It's now an 8.5, -112. So a move towards the over and a move towards these Nationals with only 8% of the ticket. Oh, nope, wrong game. With 22% of the tickets and 6% of the cash on the Nationals. So 78 and 94 on the Pirates. And they're making it more appealing to bet the Pirates. This is screaming Nationals just from the market moves there. Let's continue on here. Pitching matchup: Luis L. Ortiz taking on DJ Hers. Hers a 3.75 ERA, a 1.29 WHIP, 10.88 strikeouts per 9, which is 28%, 4.88 walks per 9, a 288 BABIP, a 306 FIP, and a 4.13 CR. On the flip side, we have Luis L. Ortiz, which I have projected for some negative regression. A 3.1 ERA, a 0.86 WHIP. He's been decent. 7.14 strikeouts per 9, which is 20%. 248 BABIP, a 162 or a 248 walks per 9, 162 BABIP tells me he's probably getting a little bit lucky because his FIP is a 508 and his SIERA is a 4.6. Negative regression is coming the way of Luis Ortiz. The bullpen edge goes towards the Washington Nationals. The hitting edge goes towards the Washington Nationals, 102 WRC plus, which is 17th, compared to 72, which is 24th. The line is moving towards, the market is moving towards the Nationals, and I 100% agree with that line movement. I think they have the pitching edge here. They have the hitting edge. They have the bullpen edge. The only thing that's going for the Pirates is it's in Pittsburgh. That is it. That's the only thing I have in support of the Pirates here is that they're home. And even at home, they've not been. They're not like a, oh, you got to back the Pirates at home type of team. This is Nationals or nothing. And I think it's going to be Nationals for me. I'm going to shop around here. I'm seeing minus 105 over on Bet365. I think this is Nationals money line.
You know what this game screams out to me, Nick?
1-800-GAMBLER.
Yep. I'm not going to go after this one. I'm not taking away from you doing it. It's just not something I'm going to be interested in going after today. I feel like there's better spots on today's card for sure. And for me with this one, I'm just going to I'm going to stay off of this one. There's better spots for me.
Understand.
For sure. I'm sincere. Okay. I'm taking the Ravens next game minus 14. Who do they got next game?
That would be, let me look.
That
would be
the Raiders at home.
Raiders. They're 7.5 point favorites at home. I need to look at that game a little bit more.
There you go. You said the next comment. Okay. That's the Raiders bounce back. There you go. Nationals minus 1.5. Take a shot with it. Oh no, Taylor Swift is. I can't take your comment seriously if you're bringing that shit up. Yanks, Kansas City, Padres, Eagles over and Duke under. I like the Duke over.
I like the Duke under a little bit. I like Duke in that game in general. I would look more towards the side than the total in that game.
There you go. Nationals. I had first 5 on the Nats. That only goes to 3 innings. Today, I'm on first 5 under. Line streaming Nats. Nats run line plus 173. The under and the under. There you go. Let's move on to the next game, Nick.
Yeah, I remember this race last year. The Tampa Bay Rays and the Baltimore Orioles a little bit different this year. Just a little bit. We have the Orioles as around minus 135 favorites, total of 8.5 in this game. Line opened up at an 8, it's up to an 8.5. Line opened up at a 130, it's up to a 137. We have Dean Kramer taking on Shane Baz. We have 83% of tickets and 97% of cash is on the Orioles. Line's moving towards them at least, with 84% of tickets and 87% of cash on the over. And the line's moved towards the over. It's gone from an 8 to an 8.5. So at least it looks like the public and a little bit of sharp is on the Orioles and the over. At least the market is respecting it for that. Shane Baz and Dean Kramer. Baz, a 3.38 ERA, a 1.17 whip. 6.38 strikeouts per 9, which is 17%. 3.75 walks per 9, a 224 BABIP, a 4.77 FIP, and a 507 SIERA. On the flip side, Dean Kramer, 4.91 ERA, 1.44 whip, 8.42 strikeouts per 9, which is 21%. 4.56 walks per 9, a 307 BABIP, a 3.34 FIP, and a 4.79 SIERA. The bullpen edge goes towards the Tampa Bay Rays. The hitting edge goes towards the Orioles, 103 WRC plus, which is 15th, compared to 79, which is 29th. So a massive hitting edge towards these Baltimore Orioles. Does that cancel out the bullpen edge that the Tampa Bay Rays have to where you can look at the Orioles full game? is the ultimate question there. Both these teams are had a day off, I believe. Did neither of these teams play yesterday? No, the Rays played yesterday, and I believe they used some of their top bullpen arms. And the Orioles had a day off. So that's kind of an interesting factor. And they traveled from Tampa up to Baltimore, which isn't a far travel. So for me, I'm not getting involved with this game. One thing I do want to get up, because I haven't done this for the last few games, because a lot of teams had days off and stuff like that. Which, let me take a look at the Nationals real quick. I want to see what what their bullpen usage was. But also I want to take a look what the Rays bullpen usage is here. See if they used some of their big guys yesterday, because if they used some of their big guys yesterday, because it was a close game. Maybe the Orioles are the look here. You play the Orioles -1 or something like that. Not really. It looks like a pretty fresh bullpen there for the Tampa Bay Rays. Mason Montgomery threw 13 pitches. Kevin Kelly threw 15. Tage Bradley gave you 7 innings yesterday after giving up 4 runs in the first couple innings. Cole Sulser threw 37 on Wednesday. I don't think he's available. Rasmussen should be available. He's had 2 games off. Richard Lovelady threw 19 on Wednesday. He should be available. Hunter Biggie threw 19 on Wednesday. He should be available. Edwin Usuda threw 13 on Tuesday. He's absolutely available. Probably Mason Montgomery's available, only threw 13 yesterday. Garrett Clevenger and Manuel Rodriguez is as well. And for this Orioles team, they should be pretty fresh. Yeah, nobody threw yesterday because they had a day off. But they did tax their bullpen a little bit on Wednesday with Perez throwing 36. Birch Smith threw 22. Soto and Aiken threw 13 each. And Bowman threw 7. I'm assuming that basically everybody but Perez is available in that Orioles bullpen. It's a lean towards the Orioles, I guess, if I had to get to anything. Am I getting involved in this game? No. It'd actually probably be Orioles first 5, but not a game I have any interest in whatsoever.
I think I need to update my thing. I might be a day behind, but I'm going to be on the Orioles like I am every single day. I'm also going to do a little bit of a round robin with the next 2 games that we're going to talk about. And go all of them with money lines for 2s and 3s. And that I have that up on my CapperTek as well. I like this Baltimore spot. I was not high on the Rays coming into the year, so that kind of, I was going to be on the Orioles regardless, but I'm taking Baltimore again. Run line is around plus 155.
Look, I am not getting involved with this game, which I'm going to get involved with the Nationals. So it's not like I have no action here early. So I don't feel the need to force it.
Right on. Brewers today. Yeah, I like the Brewers. Either the Chiefs go undefeated and they lose the Super Bowl, or they go 3 and 4 games and get the three-peat. I hope not. It's getting kind of boring. Since Tim wasn't here yesterday, he can tell us how it felt losing -300 on the O's and 200 on the run line. Something he said he would never do. It's part of the fade. Oh my, or the betting them every day. It does not matter the line. Yeah, you're gonna lose some. I don't know why you have to bring it up. I've already kind of under, Rays, any college football. I like the over in both games.
I like both dogs.
Robert at -200. I like the over in that game, in the Brewers game. Should be favored more than -148? No, because the books still don't like them. So, WNBA.
We will be going over the WNBA, Joe.
I haven't even looked at any of the games, but we're gonna, I guess, look at them.
Yeah, we're gonna cap them, and maybe we can land ourselves on a winner or 2. Let's get into the next matchup, though. The New York Mets taking on the Cincinnati Reds. This line opened up at a 173. It's down to a 170. So we have a 3-cent line movement here towards Cincinnati, and line opened up at a 7.5. It is still 7.5. We have Sean Manaea taking on Fernando Cruz in this game here. 87% of tickets, 88% of cash on the Mets. The line's moving slightly towards the Reds. 98% of tickets, 98% of cash on the over. Here we have Fernando Cruz taking on Sean Manaea. I want to say Fernando Cruz is more of a bullpen arm. But I'm going to look that up real quick. He's not going to give you more than 3 innings. He went 3 innings against the Oakland A's, but he's primarily going to give you 1 to 2 innings. So this is a bullpen game for the Cincinnati Reds, whose their bullpen's not terrible. Granted, the Mets do have the bullpen edge. Sean Manaea, 3.52 ERA, 0.85 WHIP, 9.39 strikeouts per nine, which is 27%. 2.35 walks per nine, a 192 BABIP, a 3.77 FIP, and a 3.63 Sierra. Bullpen edge goes towards the Mets. Hitting edge goes towards the Mets. 111 WRC plus, which is 10th, compared to 91, which is 20th. A game I'm not getting involved with, personally. I was anticipating this line move towards the Mets. If this gets up to 180, nope, it's a 7.5 total. I take that back. So there's that. This line has not moved for the total with 98.98 on the over. Kind of piques my interest in an under. Sean Manaea has been pitching awesome. Both these bullpens are actually pretty decent. So maybe this is full game under 7.5, and these 7.5 for my totals have actually been pretty good. 2 of my 3 totals that I've bet full games unders have been 7.5. The other one was an 8. I think this is an under. The more and more I look at it, because Fernando Cruz has been pretty decent. This Reds bullpen is not bad. I think this is an under, if anything.
I'm on the Mets and the 3rd most profitable pitcher in baseball today. I backed Sean Manaea pretty much all year. I think we have pretty much. And the Mets have won 4 straight of his starts, 7 out of 8. This is just Sean Manaea is just a guy that I want to be backing pretty much every single day that he pitches. I don't really see a reason to not want to go after him. He's been making me a bunch of money. I'm going to continue to do so. I took the Mets here. I took him on the run line.
I think I want to move on this under. And it's a full game under because the Mets, since the trade deadline, I saw a stat, have the 4th best bullpen in baseball. Right. Since the trade deadline. The Reds bullpen's been pretty good too. Is this actually wow? I think this is very telling here. The full game is a 7.5. My ultimate question is, why the hell is it a 4.5 for the first 5?
I don't know.
The first 5 is 4.5. The full game's a 7.5. It tells me that Fernando Cruz can get hit early a little bit. Manaea pitches well. The Mets win this game. And the reason why it's a 7.5 is because the bottom of the 9th won't be needed. And the Mets win this game 4-1.
I like it.
I'm going to move on this full game under, though.
I like the Mets run line.
It's even money. Even money over on Bet365. I'm going to take that.
Yes, B-Hawk, I like the Mets run line. This game is a TikTok jinx the Mets challenge, people who know what that means. It means you're basically paying to see the Mets lose. That's all you're doing is you're paying to see the Mets lose. It's not really a challenge. It's not really anything like that. You're just paying to see the Mets lose.
And
see, I knew he celebrated. I knew he was a Mets fan because Sean Manaea has been the 3rd most profitable pitcher in baseball. He must be making a lot of money on him this year. Can the Mets get to 80 wins? Need them to cash my 2-teamer. Brewers and Mets both 80 wins. I think they can. They're at what? 76. They're at 7. They need 4 wins. I think they can. Reds are hot. Just swept the cheating Astros. Beware, Mets fans. I don't think you realize there's like 2 players from the Astros team on there. So say what you want, but that's not the same team. Already did it minus 185. The Reds just went through the Astros. Give me the Mets. There you go. Reds are garbage. 446. Beware. Mets run line. They need just because they need it doesn't mean they get it. Mets took a day off. Where at tennis matches they will be flat. I don't think they'll be flat. Mets parlay. Nick, Mets first 5 should be a play based on your analysis.
Yeah. By my analysis, that really tells me, even though I bet the full game under, it tells me Mets first 5 team total over. And I think if I would bet the first 5 total, it's an over, but the full game is an under. I want to take a look real quick for. It's an 8 now.
It's an 8 now for the Mets.
Is it? I don't. I was able to get an 8 on my CapperTek. I'm seeing 7.5 basically across the board though. So, and it is a 4 on Bet Online. I think all the 4.5s were actually heavily juiced towards the under because I was seeing minus 130s for the under 4.5. So I guess that makes sense. The line's the way it is. So yeah, but yeah, full game under 7.5, even money for me. That's the way I went.
Mets run line, and what's Sean Manaea's win rate? When's that? He's 11-5 this year. The Mets are 19-8 when he pitches. Let's keep going, Nick. I already have this one typed up. I already have this one up on the site.
Yeah, I still need to go ahead and bet it, but let's get into it. Philadelphia Phillies, Miami Marlins. Phillies with the win last night. That was very nice to see. Let's get into the line history. The line opened up at a 220. It's up to a 222. So we have a 2-cent line movement towards Philly. Line opened up at a 7 and 7.5 minus 105. It's now a 7 minus 115. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game here, where we have 88% of tickets, 85% of cash is on the Phillies. Line's moving towards the Phillies. And we have 98 on the over, the line dropping, which piques my interest in an under in this game as well. It's Zach Wheeler and Edward Cabrera. Wheeler, 2.03 ERA, 0.97 whip, 10.16 strikeouts per 9, which is 29%, 1.16 walks per 9, a 291 BABIP, a 2.67 FIP, and a 2.98 SIERA. On the flip side, Edward Cabrera, 4.23 ERA, 1.45 whip, 7.51 strikeouts per 9, which is 17%, 4.55 walks per 9, a 275 BABIP, a 5.14 FIP, and a 5.13 SIERA. The bullpen edge goes towards the Phillies. The hitting edge goes towards the Phillies, 107 WRC plus, which is 13th, compared to 102, which is 16th. It will be Philly run line for me. And one thing I'm also kind of interested in, and I want to take a look at the bullpen usage for the Phillies. I think I would like a team total under here with the Marlins, because I think that Wheeler shuts them down. Kirkland threw 22 pitches yesterday. Lazar threw 19. Strom and Ruiz 10 each. But Hoffman's available. Alvarado's available. Estevez is available. Banks is available for this game. Probably Strom and Ruiz are as well because they only threw 10 yesterday. So we have a pretty fresh bullpen other than O'Kirkland, which threw 22 yesterday. On the flip side, for the Marlins, Venezano threw 32. Maldonado threw 8. Curry threw 13. Everybody else is pretty fresh in that Marlins bullpen. The only thing is the Marlins bullpen since the trade deadline sucks. So for me, this is Philly run line, and I would like to take a look at what that team total is for the Marlins. I think I would like to double down and take the Marlins team total under, but I have a feeling it's probably stupid low. It's 2.5. I was hoping for a 3.5 there. As much as I would love to take the Marlins team total under, I think that Wheeler does shut them down. The market tells me that Wheeler shuts them down as well. They can score a little bit. 2-4-2, 7-4-1, 12-2. They either, yeah. So for me, I could see Wheeler shutting them down in this game. And I think it's just going to be the run line. But I also lean under the total here. I think this could be an under.
I mean, it's just kind of the stationary play at this point, right?
Yep.
I'm on the Phillies here. Phillies are the third leg to my round robin, and I just want to keep kind of. I want to have a little bit of fun with that. And anytime I do any stuff like that, it will be up on the CapperTek, which you guys should be following. We'll kind of do a thing for that later, but I'm going to continue to fade the Marlins every single day. Give me the Phillies here. I got the run line at minus, I want to say 125. Let's see what I got it at. It's taking a minute.
I'm getting minus 130.
124. So yeah.
I'm getting 130.
Yeah. To record the win. Oh, I have not a clue. Yeah, after Padres lost, I don't want to bet MLB no more. That was fun to watch last night. 2-teamer Mets Phillies. Phillies smash spots. Schwarber home run. Yo, Robert, Matt Olson a bum. He ain't do shit yesterday. LL, stop the fish fade.
Why? We won yesterday. And the day before?
Yeah. Wheeler throw no hitter? No. All seriousness, Fish have no shot to win this game. Then why are you telling us to stop? Phillies parlay. Cabrera can be a disaster with walks. Over 7. I can see the over. Marlins, Green Bay parlay. Fade that city. No, I'm not betting the Marlins. So you already know that's a no. I took something on this game just based off of precedent.
Yeah. Why? Is it Chris Flexen? No, it's Martin.
No, I'm just fading the White Sox.
Okay. This line opened up at a 255. It's up to a 273. Line opened up at a 9 at minus 125. It's now an 8.5 minus 110. So we have a move towards the under. We have a move towards the Red Sox. 94% of tickets, 94% of the cash is on the Red Sox. Lines move towards them. For those wondering, it could be cash cow range because it is less than 280. The question is, do you want to lay that type of run line? 91% of the tickets, 92% of the cash is on the over. My worry is that this line is going to, and on a bunch of other books, it's already surpassed the 280. My worry is this line is going to hit minus 300 for this game. In this one, let's take a look at the pitching matchup where we have Davis Martin taking on Nick Pivetta. Davis Martin actually has looked pretty good as of late. And my screen just went black for a second there because I switched tabs. I swear, I don't know what's wrong with my computer sometimes. Davis Martin's actually not looked bad over the last 30 days. He has appeared in plenty of sample size to go over it. 2.77 ERA, 1.15 whip, 8.31 strikeouts per nine, which is 22%. 2.77 walks per nine, a 264 BABIP, a 3.88 FIP, and a 3.99 SIERA. He's been good. On the flip side, Nick Pivetta, 5.63 ERA, 1.25 whip, 7.88 strikeouts per nine, which is 21%, 2.81 walks per 90, 256 BABIP, a 5.81 FIP, and a 4.75 SIERA. The question is, are the White Sox the team to really capitalize on a Nick Pivetta that's struggling right now, or is this a get-right spot for Nick Pivetta? The bullpen edge goes towards the Red Sox, but it's horrible. Both bullpens are absolutely terrible. So if you're looking at the under, there's no way I'm looking full 9 innings. It's got to be first 5 or nothing. And the hitting edge, ready, Tim? This is going to shock you. Goes towards the White Sox. 92 WRC plus, which is 25th in baseball against righties. The Red Sox struggle versus lefties. 91 WRC plus, which is 27th. So they've really struggled against lefties as of late. And I think that Davis Martin pitches well in this game. And he is coming in off of a 5-inning appearance where he gave up 4 earned runs on 5 hits against the Mets. Previous to that, 1 earned run, 2 earned runs, 1 earned run, no earned runs. He had 4 solid starts. Granted, the White Sox lost them all. The White Sox have lost all of his starts because the White Sox are the White Sox. I'm glad that this isn't minus 300. As far as I know, please don't let me click on this and see I'm wrong. Nope, 285 or 290, 285, 285, 285, 275, 290, 275. Perfect. No minus 300 fade. Love it. I am sick and tired of betting on the White Sox this year. However, I am interested in this game. And I would like the first 5 under in this game. And no, this is not a full game under spot because I think I can trust Gastos and Sushi more than these two bullpens. So I'm going to move on this under 4.5 in the first 5 innings here in this one. I think Pivetta is able to pitch well against a soft-hitting White Sox team, and I think Davis Martin pitches well against a Red Sox team that can't hit lefties. So I'm going to be on the first 5 under 4.5 here in this game.
I took the Red Sox. I got -2. Sorry, I got -1.5 at -130. I got -2.5 at +110 as well. I'm gonna ride it out with fading the White Sox continuously. You look at Dean Martin,
Davis Martin.
Davis Martin. In the 7 games that he's pitched, the White Sox are 0-3. 0-7, and only one of them have they covered the run line. So it's just not. They're a team that is you could easily fade with it. So I'm going to be riding with the White Sox here. The Red Sox here. I'm going to guarantee you the Sox are going to win though.
Yeah.
The Fish lost yesterday. Yes. No, they lost. They lost yesterday. I can't trust Boston. White Sox money line. No. If I do it, it's got to be team total. Fade Boston on Fridays. Come on, they're against the White Sox. Cannot trust the Red Sox against any team, especially at home.
The Red Sox are not a good home baseball team, by the way. Like, I don't – and Boston is a team where I have no problem with them as a -300 fade. Especially you look at this. Now, this should be a get-right series for the Boston Red Sox. It absolutely should be. They've lost 5 games in a row. They just got swept by the Mets. They lost 2 out of 3 to the Tigers. They won the first game against the Tigers. They lost the last 2. So this is a Red Sox team that is doing nothing offensively. 2-1 loss, 4-1 loss, 4-1 loss, 7-2 loss, 8-3 loss. Their offense is slowed down. So I really like this under.
Okay. -2.5 for Boston. Red Sox will start playing their prospects now. Good. Can't trust the Red Sox. Sprinkle on the White Sox +1.5. Battle of the Sox. +1.5 on the White Sox is the best play in this game. I'm on the Red Sox. Martin looks like the better pitcher. White Sox first 5. Everybody's on the White Sox. Pivetta is going to give up monster bombs over the monster. Give me the D. Okay. Bloody Sox. Red Sox are the definition of checked out. They could be. Just looking at some more stats, Cabrera has given up 16 walks and 29 hits in his last 32 innings. Wheeler getting the win prop -125. If the Fish win this game, it's rigged. I just bet the game big. No, it's not the NFL. It's not rigged. The Red Sox only show up versus Yankees. Never mind. Y'all might be right. There is no Luis Robert. I don't really think that matters. Let's keep on rolling, Nick.
And there's also one other spot that I'm kind of interested in this game as well. Is the first 5 +1.5 is a -135 over on ESPN Bet. If I project this to be a low variance game, I think that the White Sox getting a 1.5 in the first 5 innings is very live in this game. Do I want to go ahead and back the White Sox again? No. Which is ultimate. The only time, and I'll put this up, the only way I'm backing the White Sox the rest of the season is if their opponent has a number that starts with a -3 or -4 or -5. That's the only way I back the White Sox is a -300 fade. So there is that. Let's get into the next matchup here where we have the Toronto Blue Jays and the Atlanta Braves. The Braves are -165 favorites with a total of 8 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot between Max Fried and Kevin Gausman. This line opened up 7.5 -125, got up to an 8, back down to a 7.5, and the line's moved towards the under in this one here. Good 15-cent line movement towards the under since the opening line. Line opened up to 175. It's down to a 162. Tells me that Kevin Gausman could pitch well in this game. Let's take a look at the cash flow. 99 and 98. This is an under. This is an under spot right here. Now, the ultimate decision is first 5 or full game. And I think with the way that the bullpen is going for the Blue Jays, it's been better. But I think I'd prefer a first 5 under. I'm not 100% sure yet. And I think I want to update my bullpen numbers in order to make that decision there. But there's an under in this game, whether it's first 5 or full game. And I think it's probably first 5 because I want Gausman and Fried, but I don't really want anybody else in that. And then we have 85% of tickets and 81% of cash on the Braves. You get those lines moving towards the Blue Jays. Kevin Gausman pitches well in this game. That's what this market's telling me. The line moving towards the under with the public all over the over, and the line moving towards the Braves, moving towards the Jays with all the money on the Braves in this game here. Gausman's been good, but I do project him for a little bit of negative regression. 2.2 ERA, 0.95 WHIP, 7.16 strikeouts per 9, which is 21%. 3.03 walks per 9, a 207 BABIP, about 3.4 FIP, and a 4.51 CR. On the flip side, Max Fried, 3.99 ERA, 1.23 WHIP, 8.9 strikeouts per 9, which is 24%. 3.38 walks per 9, a 282 BABIP, a 3.66 FIP, and a 3.97 CR. Bullpen edge goes towards the Braves. Hitting edge goes towards the Braves. 104 WRC plus, which is 14th, compared to 86, which is 22nd. The market telling me Gausman pitches well in this game makes me love the under. And then the question is, does Max Fried pitch well in this game? And I think the answer is yes. The Blue Jays, they've been hitting as of late, but it's primarily against left-handed pitching. When you are right-handed pitching, because they are 22nd in baseball against lefties last 30 days. So this is a team that is not hitting left-handed pitching. And this line opened up and it's moved 20 cents towards the first 5 under here. This is an under game. And the ultimate question for me is it first 5 under? Is it full game under? Or is it both? Is it a first 5 full game under 4 and 7.5? I think this is both. I think this is a double up on an under in this one. Everything correlates for me. I think to back a double under in this game. I think Gausman pitches well. The Braves are a really strong under team this year. I think they're the best under team in baseball this year. I think everything correlates for me to move on this under. First 5 at full game. The only thing else I want to look at is bullpen usage for this full game under, which both these teams are going to be towards the top because they're Bs. The Braves, they used yesterday Aaron Bummer for 27, Luke Jackson for 19, and John Brebbia for 11. That means Grant Holmes, Pierce Johnson, Dylan Lee, Joe Jimenez, and Raisel Iglesias is available. I think I saw a stat that the Chicago White Sox have lost 60 games since Raisel Iglesias has given up an earned run in a save situation. Yes, you heard that right. He hasn't given up an earned run in a save situation since June 14th, I want to say. So knowing Raisel Iglesias having a day off yesterday is probably available today is nice. And the Blue Jays off day yesterday, so they have a pretty fresh bullpen. The only thing is their bullpen's very tough to trust. But Yarborough hasn't thrown since Sunday. Zach Pop threw 14 on Tuesday. He's available. Tommy Nance threw 19 on Wednesday. He's available. Cabrera's available. Swanson's available. Little maybe is available. He threw 24 pitches combined between Tuesday and Wednesday. Ryan Burr threw 30. And Chad Green threw 30 on Tuesday. I think that this is a first 5 and full game under in this spot. And I think we see an absolute pitcher's duel.
I'm passing on the game. I don't bet Blue Jay games. I'm not going to differ from that just because I want them to beat the Braves. Blue Jays, can you guys not be useless for a weekend? That's what I'm going to ask. Win at least one game this weekend. That's all I'm going to ask. But I'm not going to go after it. I don't bet Blue Jay games to begin with. Good luck to you, Nick. I hope you win.
Yep. First 5 under. Oh, why is it being stupid? There we go. First 5 under 4, minus 110. Full game under 7.5, minus 105. I love these 7.5s for totals. I don't know why. So,
gotcha. Red Sox need all the wins to make playoffs. They're not making the playoffs. Luis Robert is a no factor.
He absolutely
I
is a
want the
non-factor.
chat to pray for 446. I just placed the bet. I just bet the house on the Phillies. Sounds like you problem. Red Sox are not making the playoffs. Correct. That's fair. Well, what do I do? Oh, my computer's frozen. I don't know what just happened. All right. Blue Jays. I hope they win. Over. My computer is being weird. What's going on here? This is all Braves. The Jays are very hit or miss, and it's become just so lately. This series means way more to Atlanta.
Absolutely
The
does.
Mets are now tied with them. Yeah. Jays can still make the wild card.
No. What?
Are you being serious, or Jays will probably win on Sunday? Jays cannot make the wild card run. They have less than 2% chance. Beautiful.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Over 7.5. I like the first 5 under. Braves got shut down by Goober last game. For God's sakes, they can't lose this game. They can. Over 8.5. Braves cannot be a minus 165.
Why not? They got one of their
Braves
best
minus
pitchers on the
1.5.
mound. The Blue Jays suck. They've been playing better as of late, but yeah.
Let's keep rolling, Nick.
Yeah. What a matchup yesterday this was. I think it was Kohanowitz yesterday. He got lit up for 3 in the second inning, but then he shut it down after that. Or 3 in the first inning or 3 in the second. I don't remember what it was. Minus 160 for the Texas Rangers, a total of 9. Everybody knows my thoughts on this Rangers team, but this is a weird pitching matchup. This line opened up at a 155. It's down to a 147. Line opened up at a 9 at minus 105. Still a 9 at minus 105. We have Alde Gary taking on Garabito. If you've never heard of either of these pitchers, well, neither have I. I'm being funny, but I think
bullpen game for Garavito, and the last guy started in his last game. He pitched 5 innings, 2 earned runs, 6 hits, 3 strikeouts.
Yeah. These are 2 guys that are primarily non-tested guys in a absolute 1-800 gambler matchup. The bullpen edge goes towards the Angels, but they suck, and both these teams can't hit. 74 WRC plus, which is 30th, compared to 71, which is 26. I've got 0 interest in this game whatsoever.
Cool. We could just pass and move on. I have no interest in this game at all, so I'm right there with you.
Fair.
Toronto. Both these teams are sneaky good in spots. Battle of the spoilers, past lean Rangers. Tim, you really are mangling the comments. Are we real? Okay. Rangers money line. I said Braves can lose the game easy, not can. Fair enough. I jumped on the under 9.5 live. It worked out. Leaning under 9 in this game. Pass. Fair enough. Let's keep trying to roll through these games, Mike.
Yeah, we have the Kansas City Royals and the Minnesota Twins. The Royals minus 135 favorites, total of 7.5 in this game. Let's get into the matchup here. Fun pitching matchup. Line opened up at a 143. It's now a 133 for KC. Line opened up at an 8 at minus 110. It's now a 7.5 at even money. So we have a move towards this under, and we have a move towards the Twinnies in this game, telling me Zebby Matthews pitches well. Wrong game. Yeah, no, 99% of the tickets, 99% of cash on the over, and lines moving towards the under. Tells me that this is an under game. It's probably another under game. 78% of the tickets, 94% of cash on the Royals, and lines dropping. Zebby Matthews got absolutely lit up and smoked in his last start. There's no hiding that. Where he faced the Blue Jays, they ambushed him early. 9 earned runs, 10 hits, 5 strikeouts for him, though, which I believe put him the guy gave up 9 runs on 10 hits and still went over his strikeout prop in 2 innings pitched. And you know what he didn't do, though? He didn't walk a batter. no walks. Zebby Matthews is going to give you no walks. And the fact that his under 1.5 walks is minus 250, I think says a little something there. He's not going to walk batters. And on the flip side, Cole Reagans, 3.95 ERA, 1.17 whip, 12.51 strikeouts per nine, which is 32%, 3.21 walks per nine, 3.62 walks per nine, a 279 BABIP, a 3.85 FIP, and a 3.27 SIERA. Bullpen edge goes towards the Twins. The hitting edge goes towards the Twins, 114 WRC plus, which is 6th, compared to 102, which is 18th. I think this is Twins or nothing for me in this spot. I would like to back Zebby Matthews in some way, shape, or form, and I think it's an under. I think the way to back it is an under. The ultimate question, once again, is first 5 or full game. This first 5 is a 4, and it's moved 18 cents towards the under. Full game is a 7.5. The Royals bullpen does worry me a little bit. If I'm looking at which bullpen worries me more, it's the bullpen. It's the Royals. It's not the Twins. They had an off day yesterday, and it's a pretty fresh bullpen though. Bubik threw 19 and Ursig threw 15 on Wednesday. But Ursig did throw 27 on Tuesday. So whether or not Ursig is available, I don't think so. I think everybody else is available, though. Sam Long, Bubik, Stratton, MacArthur, Lynch, Schreiber, Hernandez, all available for this game here. And the reason why I backed the full game under yesterday with the Twins, I love their bullpen. And I'm leaded to believe that if they're in this game late, we'll see Griffin Jackson, Johan Duran, who threw 13 and 12 yesterday. Those were the only bullpen arms they used after Pablo Lopez went 6 2/3 yesterday. So they look good there. And everybody else is available for them. Probably not Scott Blewett, who threw 43 pitches on Wednesday, and Michael Tonkin, who threw 38 combined between Tuesday and Wednesday. But I think everybody's available in that Twins bullpen. I think this would be a full game under for me if I'm betting anything in this spot. And I think I would like to go to the full game under here in the spot. And once again, it's another 7.5. I love these 7.5, especially when they drop from 8s.
I'm back in Cole Reagans. I took the run line with the Royals. Reagans is coming off of a rough start though versus Houston, but other than that, he's been really solid this year. Obviously, we had Cy Young futures on him. He's not going to get there. I felt like that was a decent long shot though. And I'm just gonna keep rolling with backing him. I think this Royals team this is a very important series. I definitely think that there's a good chance that they can kind of pull away from Minnesota. Or are they ahead of Minnesota, or
they're tied? I think
they're tied. They're currently a game behind Minnesota. But I think there's a definite shot that the Royals can jump the Twins in the series and kind of roll. Plus, they're at home. I like them at home. I took the Royals on the run line.
Fair. Full game under 7.5 minus 120 for me. In this spot, I think this is a playoff style atmosphere as well.
Should be, hopefully. Reagans is due for a win. I don't want to hear people are due for something. Royals for me. Royals smash spot. Markets suggest Twins. Reagans can't lose this game. He's the best pitcher of all time. I never said that. Twins. What happened to the Royals always winning at home? They're going through a little bit of a rush stretch right now. Cardinals today. Against Seattle, I don't know. We'll see. Royals are broke, Bailey. I said this the other day.
Yeah, I would only look Twins in this game. That would be the only side I would look in this game is Twins. And it's for a Zebby Matthews bounce back start, which that's why I backed the under here. Arizona Diamondbacks, Houston Astros. The Astros are minus 170 favorites on this game, total of 8. This line opened up at a 145, immediately went up to 150. Now we're seeing 169 for these Houston Astros. So a big move towards the Astros as they come home after getting swept against the Reds. Line opened up at an 8 at minus 110. It's now an 8 at even money. for the total there. And this is another one, 99 and 99 on the over, and the line's dropping. Brandon Fad and Framer Valdez, your pitching matchup. 83% of the tickets, 81% of cash on the Astros. Line moving swiftly towards the Astros in this game. I love Framer Valdez. Brandon Fad, 5.90 ERA, 1.48 whip, 11.48 strikeouts per nine, which is 29%. 1.86 walks per nine, a 407 BABIP, but a 315 FIP, and a 3.13 SIERA. On the flip side, Framer Valdez, 1.59 ERA, 0.65 whip, 10.06 strikeouts per nine, which is 31%. 2.38 walks per nine, a 167 BABIP, a 2.22 FIP, and a 2.85 SIERA. The bullpen edge goes towards the Diamondbacks. The hitting edge does go towards the Diamondbacks. Both these teams are hitting really well, but I like this pitching matchup an awful lot with Fad and with Valdez. I have Fad projected for some nice positive regression. Hitting edge does go towards Arizona, 123 WRC plus, which is second against lefties, but Framer Valdez is one of the best lefties in baseball. And 116 WRC plus, which is seventh for the Astros. This is another underplay probably for me. And I would like to take a look at because I believe Hunter Brown went 7 innings yesterday. So the Astros bullpen is pretty fresh. Because let's take a look real quick with that. Caleb Ferguson and Brian Abreu pitched yesterday. 19 for Ferguson, 14 for Abreu. I think both will be available today. I think the only one not available will be Taylor Scott, who threw 58 on Wednesday. Caleb Wirt threw 21 on Wednesday. I think he might be available. But he also pitched 3 of the last 4 games for them, or 3 of the last 5, my bad. And for the Diamondbacks, they've got quite a nice bullpen there too. And it's pretty fresh. Kevin Ginkel probably won't be available. Neither will Justin Martinez. Martinez threw 39 pitches on Tuesday, Wednesday combined. So maybe 41 pitches between Wednesday, Thursday for Kevin Ginkel. He won't be available, but Thompson, Puck, Mantiply, Floro, Seawald, Cocconi probably are all available for the Diamondbacks here. And that's a really strong bullpen. I think both these bullpens are pretty strong, and I will play another full game under here.
I was looking at this one. I was trying to figure out where the best spot to be because both teams are coming off of losses. Houston's coming off of getting swept.
Yeah. Did not expect that.
This is just a weird spot. You got Arizona, who is still like that. They're in that tough wild card race in the National League right now. They're only 2.5 games up on the on the Braves and the Mets. They're only a half game behind the Padres. So 3 games separates those 4 teams, which will be a very fun race down the stretch. But Arizona's got a very tough schedule. I kind of would lean towards Houston in this one. It'd have to be run line or nothing, but I don't really feel the need to get after this game. Arizona's been had a hot stretch. They kind of slowed down just a tad. I could easily see this one being Houston run line, but not really anything I want to go after.
Yeah, having to lay a run line against the Diamondbacks does not seem very appealing right now, personally.
Mm-hmm. That's why I'm staying off of it.
Yeah, the Diamondbacks never lose games either. So,
I really like the Diamondbacks here. Tough ask for Valdez with this lineup.
I think he can handle it.
Over 8. Fat pitched a gem against the Dodgers. That is against the Dodgers, so I mean, yeah, we'll see. D-backs. Hot take, the cheating Astros. They're not cheating, but whatever. Will collapse. Seattle wins the division. No, I don't think so. Jock Pederson home run. Snakes money line. Corbin Carroll over bases. Sure. Houston bats are cold. Can't score runs at Great American Small Park. Tells me this team is unbackable until further notice, which is why I'm staying off. Nerfy. See you later, guys. I kind of have fun. 7-3 Snakes. Yeah, I could. I don't really know. I would lean Houston. Line is wide. Walker is back. Under in the Duke game? No, I like the over in the Duke game. How are we feeling about the WNBA? I guess we're going to be talking about it later.
Yep.
The show is not long enough.
And we would like to find good spots on games. So, yes. Cardinals and Mariners, minus 110 for the Cardinals, total of 7.5 in this game. Let's get into the line history in this spot where we have the St. Louis Cardinals. This is a pick 'em. Opened up at minus 113. It's down to a 105. Wow, this line opened up at an 8. It's down to a 7. A full run line movement down. Let's take a look at the cash flow, 99 and 98 on the over. And the line's a full run line movement down. I don't touch them when they go full runs. The only way I'd look is an over. 64% of tickets and 87% of cash on the Cardinals, but yet this line's moving towards the Mariners. Mariners starting to play better baseball, trying to flirt themselves back into a playoff spot. Bryce Miller, Eric Fetty is your pitching matchup here. Miller, 1.88 ERA, 0.77 whip, 10.67 strikeouts per nine, which is 31%, 1.88 walks per nine, a 188 BABIP, but 3.36 FIP, and a 3.12 SIERA. Fetty, 3.86 ERA, 1.21 whip, 8.04 strikeouts per nine, which is 22%, 3.86 walks per nine, a 254 BABIP, a 4.76 FIP, and a 4.62 SIERA. The bullpen edge goes towards the Cardinals as of late. The hitting edge does go towards the Mariners, 113 WRC plus, which is ninth, compared to 108, which is 12th. So both these teams are actually starting to hit better as of late. I would only look towards the over in this game, and it's moved a full run down. So I would lean over in this game if I'm betting anything in this spot, and I think the Mariners probably win this game. So I lean Mariners and over. Whether or not I get onto it, I don't think I will, but it would be Mariners and over or nothing for me.
I have a hard time trusting the Mariners. Although they split a series against Oakland. And they're coming home and at LA, at Oakland, then went to St. Louis, then they go home. It's definitely going to be a weird. I feel like this is a weird spot. Travel spot for them. I understand why the line's the way it is. St. Louis is coming off of a nice series versus Milwaukee, and then they had to go home, but going from Milwaukee to St. Louis is not that bad. I would actually look towards St. Louis in this game. I'm actually going to take them here. I think it's just a bad situational spot right now for Seattle, traveling across the country. I just don't think it's a good spot for them. I'm going to take the Cardinals here. I'm actually going to take their run line. I can get plus 204 on the run line. Cardinals here, big.
I understand the look towards the under, or not the under, the run line, because I have this projected as probably a little bit more of a higher variance game. The line dropping a full run. I look to bet overs in those games, and let's see how today is going, because this is an 8:00 game. I want kind of maybe see how the night starts. Maybe see how the Cubs do early or whatever. I think the over could be an ad for me in this game at 7. If I can get a 7, I think it'd be an ad for me personally. But which then the run line can be worth it with a little bit more of a higher variance game. But for me, I would only look Mariners in the spot personally.
Good luck. That's why I took it big. At plus 204. Aces spread.
We'll get into that. That was an interesting spot that I was kind of looking at there.
I have to do a little bit more research, but Cardinals, Mariners. Now that the Astros are losing, it's giving Seattle some motivation.
Yeah.
Mariners is crazy. Did you guys already talk about? We discussed some things with the Ravens game. I was wrong on it. I agree with the Twins. I agree with the twin with the backwards hat. Fair enough. Let's keep jumping in because we got 3 games left in the MLB.
Yeah, we have the San Diego Padres taking on the San Francisco Giants. 2-1 favorites are these Padres, total of 8 in this game. We have Michael King versus Mason Black. Line opened up at a 205. It's down to a 200. Line opened up at an 8 minus 105. It's now an 8 at minus 10, and it's still 88 minus 105. We have 91 and 89 on the Padres. The line's moved towards the Giants. 98 on the over. The line's not moved. Mason Black and Michael King. I love Michael King. He's somebody who I've backed plenty of times before, and I need to get Mason Black's numbers up because this was undecided last night when I did my spreadsheet. Mason Black is really not pitched too much, so I don't have too much of a sample to go off of for him. So let me just throw his numbers in here, though. There we go. But Michael King, we do have a decent sample, and I think we can look back and Michael King probably finishes top 5 or 7 in the Cy Young this year. Is that crazy to say? No. I think he's been the best pitcher on the Padres this year. 2.73 ERA, 1.48 WHIP the last 30 days, with a 11.28 strikeouts per nine, which is 28%, 4.1 walks per nine, a 362 BABIP, a 5.26 FIP, and a 3.47 SIERA. We've seen Mason Black pitch once. He pitched at home against the Marlins in that 4-3 loss, gave up 2 earned runs on 4 hits, 5 innings pitched, 6 strikeouts. Not a game I'm getting involved with personally. I do not want to pay my boy Michael King, but I probably lean slightly towards the Giants here. And I lean towards the under a little bit. I can see Michael King pitching really well and Mason Black pitching decent as well. No play for me, though, in this game. Under or nothing, I think.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same spot. I'm not really too interested in going after it. I will be personally rooting for the Giants. I hope that they can get some work done against the Padres, but it's nothing that I really feel I need to bet. I'm probably going to end up betting the next game, and that's about it, Nick.
Okay.
Padres bounce back spot.
I could see it.
This game is the only game on the board with a feel that feels like a guaranteed W. Smash spot for the Padres. Okay. If you say so. I'm going to bet something in this game, Nick.
Let's get into it. We have the Oakland Athletics hosting the Detroit Tigers. Minus 155 for the Tigers. Total 7 in this game. Low total. Tariq Skubal, Mitch Spence. It makes sense. Line opened up at a 165 for the Tigers. It's down to a 150. So we have a 15-cent line movement here towards the A's. Line opened up at a 7 at minus 105. It's a 7 at minus 110. We have Mitch Spence and we have Tariq Skubal. 85% of tickets, 82% of cash on the over. The line's dropping. 77 and 98 on the Tigers here. And the line moving towards the A's. Skubal, 2.25 ERA, 0.88 WHIP, 10.97 strikeouts per nine, which is 32%. 1.97 walks per nine and 268 BABIP, but 2.41 FIP and a 2.88 SIERA. On the flip side, Mitch Spence, 4.91 ERA, 1.52 WHIP, 7.36 strikeouts per nine, which is 19%. 3.51 walks per nine, a 333 BABIP, a 4.36 FIP, and a 4.55 SIERA. Bullpen edge going towards the Tigers. Hitting edge goes towards the Tigers. 99 WRC plus, which is 20th, compared to 92, which is 18th. Neither of these teams are hitting particularly well. Against the opposite arm. The Tigers are not really hitting righties that well. The A's are not hitting lefties that well. This tells me this game goes under the total. And I lean under in this game. And it tells me Mitch Spence pitches well because of the way the market's moving here. I would only look towards the under. I wonder if I can get this a 7.5 in this game. I doubt it. But if I could get a 7.5, I'm kind of interested in the under here in this spot. But I'm going to shop around and see if I can get a 7.5. But right now it's just a lean towards the under.
I took Oakland. This has been an Oakland team that's just been a cash cow for us. And I don't really feel the need that I have to go away from that. I know it's Tariq Skubal, but the Tigers are also coming off of a huge win last night. Like a hitting a grand slam with 2 outs, 2 strikes, full count. Like that's a huge win for the Tigers last night. And I think tonight's going to be a letdown spot because you just come off of playing in San Diego to playing in Oakland, which I don't think they're going to get as hyped up for this game. I like Oakland here. They've been actually one of the best teams in the American League since the All-Star break. or since the trade deadline. I think it's trade deadline. But this has been a really fun team to watch, and I want to keep on backing them. So keep signing me up for Oakland games.
Yeah, and I'm seeing 7.5 minus 135 for that under. I'm good. I'll pass on that total. I think I have plenty of unders on my card, so I'm fine with that. But no play here.
Sounds good. Padres, Scooby Day, Scooble, Tariq throws a no-hitter. Which teams has Scooble lost against? He's lost to a bunch. A's smash spot. A's are hitting the baseball really well. This game feels trappy. You already know I'm going to be on Lawrence Butler over his bases. Lawrence Butler is becoming one of my favorite players. And Tigers first 5 only. I could see that. All right, Nick. Final MLB game of the day.
I would disagree with the first 5 only because the bullpen for the Tigers has actually been really, really strong. So I would actually say no. I would say full game Tigers. If you are betting the Tigers, I'd say full game Tigers rather than first 5. Let's get into this matchup here. Dodgers and Guardians. Dodgers open up 145, so 142. A 3-cent line movement here towards LA. Line opened up at an 8.5 minus 115. It's now a 9 at plus 105. So we do have a move towards the over. It's still juiced heavily towards the under, though, at 9. 96% of the tickets, 97% of the cash on the over. Line's moving towards the over. 88% of the tickets and 96% of the cash on the Dodgers, and they're making it more appealing to bet the Dodgers. Tells me that the Guardians are a very live dog in this game. Landon Knack and Matthew Boyd. Since coming off the injured list, Matthew Boyd has pitched pretty well. 2.38 ERA, 0.84 whip, 7.94 strikeouts per 9, which is 23%, 1.99 walks per 9, a 203 BABIP, a 3.23 FIP, and a 401 SIERA. On the flip side, we have Landon Knack, which this was supposed to be Clayton Kershaw. But he has a little toe injury, so he's not available for this game. So it's Landon Knack, which I would like to get how much he's pitched over the last 30 days because I don't think it's very much because I think he's been kind of like that guy that was pushed out of the rotation when their players came back. And I don't even have his I don't even see him here on the roster here for on covers for the Dodgers. Let's see if I can find him in the game logs. There we go. Found him in the game logs. Last time we saw him pitch was on August 13th. So we saw him a little bit less than a month ago. He went 4 innings, gave up 1 earned run on 3 hits, 2 strikeouts, and 4 innings pitch. For me, the market's screaming Guardians. I want to back Matthew Boyd. I do. The bullpen edge goes towards the Guardians. The hitting edge does go towards the Dodgers, 104 WRC plus, which is 13th, compared to 92, which is 24th. So for me, it's Guardians money line. I feel like that was pretty obvious, though. But if once again, one thing I've noticed is even if I wasn't doing the fade every day, the markets are pointing me towards fading the Dodgers. Like the market always points me towards fading the Dodgers, and I'm going to do it again here. Plus 125, Cleveland Guardians money line. I think they win the series.
Good luck to you. I don't bet Dodger games like you do, so I kind of just they're kind of a similar deal to the Blue Jays. I kind of just cross them out.
Fair.
Guardians and Cubs parlay. Indians money line. Dodgers rested. Watch out. Over is more safe than Guardians. Under
plus 125 the Guardians.
Mookie, Tiesker, and Edman hit. What? All right, Nick. We're going to the WNBA.
Yes, we are. Let's talk some hardwood now. We have the WNBA. We have 4 games on the slate. I'm interested in talking these games over because I noticed when we talk games over, I do pretty well in WNBA. So we're going to kick it off. The Lynx are taking on the Fever. This line opened up at a 2, got up to a 2.5. It's now a 3 for the Lynx. Total opened up at a 169.5, and it stayed at the 169.5. Taking a look at the cash flow in this spot. Usually Action Network is not the most helpful, but let's switch over towards the WNBA, see if we can get Yeah, we have 74% of the tickets are on the Fever, and that's all I've got. But this line's gone from a 2 to a 3 for the Lynx. Tells me that the Lynx probably take care of business in this game. Let's take a look at what we've seen lately from these two teams. These two teams just played on August the 24th. So they played a couple weeks ago. It was a 90-80 win for the Minnesota Lynx. The Lynx are coming in off of a 79-74 win, which was a little bit of a bounce back game. They did not cover against the Sky in that win when they lost in Dallas as 7.5-point favorites, which snapped a 7-game winning streak for them. This Indiana Fever team is on a 5-game winning streak where they've covered in 4 of their last 5. They did not cover as 11-point favorites in their last game against the Sparks. But now they're a dog in this game, and the line's moving against them with the public on them. For me, this one's pretty simple, and I would like to know your thoughts on this one, Tim. This is Lynx -3, right?
I'm on the Fever.
Really?
Okay. I don't look at market movements like you do.
Okay.
It doesn't. Most of the time, it doesn't matter. I grabbed their money line. This has been a Fever team that I remember in the beginning of the year, they're starting off kind of rough. They've won 5 straight and 7 out of 8. So just a team that's been red hot as of late, which makes me want to back them. Slight home dogs. And they're home dogs. And it makes sense that they're home dogs because Minnesota is, I believe, the number 1 team in the West. Yeah, number 1 team in the Western Conference is the Minnesota Lynx, who are also coming into this game winning 7 out of 8. Right? 8 out of 9. Yeah, 8 out of 9. So they've looked good. But getting the Fever at a price plus tag, I grabbed them here. Plus 130 for the Fever on my end.
Okay. I thought I was gonna walk away with this with the Lynx laying 3, but I guess I'll stay off for right now.
You can bet it. I'm not stopping you.
Is it on the site, the Fever?
I mean, WNBA is mine on the site, right?
I know. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I was just curious if it's on the site yet or not.
Yes.
Okay. I will stay off.
Okay. Cubs are now plus 102.
Love it.
Thanks for confirming, Nick, because I like the Guardians. Nick's fading the Nick's fading.
But I was giving out the markets as well for that game, though, too.
You are winning your Dodger fades at such a small clip this time of year. Smarten up. Minnesota money line. I wouldn't take the Fever today. Well, if it's a loser, it's a loser. I mean, I've been losing this year, I guess. So whatever.
I mean, it's not terrible. I mean, well, we'll get into this next matchup here. The Las Vegas Aces and the Connecticut Sun. The Aces are 2-point road favorites, total of 164.5 in this game. Taking a look at the line history in this one, line opened up at a 2. It got up to a 2.5 for a split second. Got down to a 1.5 for a split second. We're right back at 2. So really no help on this side. For the total, it opened up at a 164.5. It got up to a 165.5. It's now a 165. So we have a half-point line movement towards the over, and we have no help on the total on the side with this game because it opened up at a 2. It's still a 2. I have 75% of the tickets are on the Aces money line, and that's it. The line's not moved. I got no cash flow on this total. Immediately, that makes me think Sun. These two teams last played on June 21st. It was an 11-point Aces win. That was the first time they played since July 1st of 23. The Aces are coming in on a 3-game winning streak, but they hit the road. They played on September 3rd against the Sky at home. They won 90-71. Now they covered as 14-point favorites. They're all essentially starting to cover as favorites, something that they really struggled to do for a while. Now, granted, this is really just in the price range of we're asking the Aces to win the basketball game. Is exactly where this line is. We have the Sun coming in off of a 71-64 loss against the Seattle Storm, which was kind of like a bounce back game for the Storm because they beat them the previous game 2 days before that, 90-86. This has been a Connecticut Sun team that has won 5 of their last 7 games, and they've covered in only 3 of them now. In that one there, they covered in their last 3 wins, which was the win against Seattle. They covered as 8-point favorites in Washington. They won outright as 7.5-point dogs in New York by 8 points. So this is a Connecticut Sun team that proves they can play with the best of them. And is this a spot where the Connecticut Sun proves that they can continue to play with the best of them and beat the Las Vegas Aces here, Tim?
No.
Okay.
I think we're finally starting to see the turnaround from the Aces. They had a really rough start to the season. Now they're starting to look like the form from last year. And that's going to be very scary to try to go up against. The fact that Connecticut's got the better record right now. Connecticut's the better overall team right now, and they're dogs at home. That says enough for me. I am on the Aces in this one. I got them -1.5 at -110. Those are the two plays that I actually have for the WNBA. But I like the Aces in this game. I have a feeling this team is going to go on a run, and it's already starting to happen. And you're gonna see the Aces win like 8, 9, 10 in a row. So watch out, Aces are back.
Yeah, and I mean we're starting to see some we have a 2.5 now on BetMGM. We're starting to see the line move towards the Vegas Aces in this spot, which if you're a Vegas backer, I guess you like to see. And Vegas is coming in off of a nice win there. They hit the road. I think it's ultimately a stay-off spot for me. I was thinking about, and I've been on the opposite side, my leans, because I was thinking about Connecticut a little bit in this game. But another game that I'll probably stay off, but I was very interested. I was actually more interested in the Lynx than I am the Sun. But this is another stay-off spot for me.
There you go. Maybe you can get something from the next two games.
Yeah.
Aces money line. Sun have been struggling. Aces -2 seem like good value. 2 games left, Nick. I'll say I don't have plays on either one of these.
Fair. Let's get into it here. We have the Atlanta Dream taking on the Dallas Wings. The Dream are 3-point favorites. They opened up as 2-point favorites. Line opened up at a 166.5. It's up to a 169.5. So we have a 3-point line movement towards this over in this spot. And we have no help on ticket-wise here in this game. I have no tickets on the side, no tickets on the total, no cash flow or anything along those lines. I just have a 1-point line movement towards the Wings and a 1-point line movement towards the Dream and a 3-point line movement towards the over. These two teams last played on July the 5th. It was an 85-82 win for the Dallas Wings. The Wings are coming in off of back-to-back losses at home. They hit the road now for a road trip. This is their first game on the road. They lost back-to-back games, so maybe they needed to hit the road a little bit here, which those back-to-back losses snapped a 3-game winning streak where they won outright against the Lynx, outright against the Aces, and won but didn't cover against the Sparks, 113-110. Wow, what a high-scoring game. That's one thing I've noticed with this, looking at this Dallas Wings team, is I understand why this line's moved from a 166.5 to a 169.5. 90-68, or 90-86, 100-93, 94-76, 93-90, 113-110. Defense is optional in these Wings games. On the flip side, not as much in Aces or in Dream games because they've been going under more lately. They are coming in off of they are coming in. This is their first game home after a 4-game road trip. They were in Seattle, Las Vegas, LA, and Phoenix. They had a few days off to get acclimated again. This line movement tells me that this is probably an Atlanta spot. I'm kind of interested in the Dream at -3. It's really just me wanting to fade the Dallas Wings because they are just a horrible team. And this Dream team is not very good either. They're 11-22, so laying points with them seems kind of tricky as well. How many teams make the playoffs, by the way, in the WNBA? Are both these teams just out, kind of?
I'm pulling that. I don't remember off the top of my head. I'm pulling that up now.
I got you. For me, it's Dream or nothing in the spot. And I think I would like to lay the 3 points with the Dream.
8 teams make the playoffs.
So
4 teams miss. Right now, and we can tell we're getting towards the end of the season. Liberty, Sun, Lynx, Aces, Storm, Fever, Mercury are all in the playoffs.
In the Dream,
the last spot will either be Chicago, Atlanta, Washington. Okay, why? I don't want a free smartphone. Thank you very much. Washington, Dallas, or LA. most likely LA will be getting eliminated first. We're not too far from that. I don't know exactly how many games are left in the season, though. That's my thing. I think there's normally, 40 games in a season? Yeah, there's 40 games in a season, so most teams have played 34, 30, 35, 33, 33, 33, 34. So most teams got anywhere from 6 to 7 games left. So LA should be eliminated soon. But right now it's a battle between Chicago, Atlanta, and Washington. 11 and 22 for the first two, 11 and 23 for Washington. So should be an interesting competitive race down the stretch.
All right. I appreciate that. I will take the Atlanta Dream at -2.5. I got that at -110 over on ESPN Bet.
Okay. I'm staying off these two games. This one and the next one, they're 1-800 gambler games for me. Yes, there's possible teams making the playoffs from this one, but I'm not really going to go after these two.
Fair.
Wings and the over. Wings to make playoffs. I don't think the Wings make the playoffs. Final game, Nick. I have this one as a 1-800 gambler for sure.
Yeah, Chicago Sky and the LA Sparks. This line opened up 5.5, got down to a 5, down to a 4.5 at one point, got up to a 6, but now we're down to a 5. So we have a half-point line moving here towards the Sparks in this game. Line opened up at a 163.5 -110. It's now a 165. So a 1.5 move towards the over here as well. See if we get any help. 67% of the tickets and 85% of the cash is on the Sky, with the line moving half point towards the Sparks in this game here, kind of telling me that probably the Sparks could be live in this game a little bit. We have the Sparks coming in off of what did they do last? They're on a 2-game losing streak. They did cover against the Fever in a 93-86 loss as 11-point dogs. They are 1-9 straight up, but 6-4 ATS in their last 10 games. The Chicago Sky have lost 7 in a row. Now they're 5-point favorites. The line's moved a half point against them. They have covered in 3 of those losses, so they're 3-4 ATS. They're 2-8 straight up. This is the Chicago Sky that is fighting with the Atlanta Dream for that last playoff spot to probably just get their ass whipped by the Liberty in the first round. Mm-hmm. And for me in this game, I am very interested in the points in this spot. The last time these two teams played, the Sky did win. This was on August 17th, so a little bit less than a month ago, 90-86. I'm interested in the points in this game, and I would like to take the Sparks at +5. This is a team that is 7-26 this year, but they're 16-16-1 ATS. They're 2-15 away from Staples Center. It's Staples Center. And the Sky are 4-12 at home this year. And they're not a team that's particularly covering. They're 11-22, but they're 14-19 ATS. I think 5 points is too many in this game, and I would like to move on the Sparks here to close out my card.
Have fun. I'm not gonna touch this game, so I'll let you have fun with it. Gonna be another pass 1-800 game to end the card. I like my 2 plays. No way you're laying 5 with the Sky. That's fair. And we're done with the card. Wow, 2-hour stream.
Hell yeah.
Woo. But that is everything for today. Full recaps once again, and we'll kind of just throw this out there. All you have to do is go and create an account on CapperTek and follow. If anybody who goes and follows me on CapperTek, I'll give you a week for free. And then we can give you some special deals and stuff down the stretch for people that are following. So if you guys can, go ahead and follow me over on CapperTek right here. That's where you can get all the plays that I put up on my CapperTek solo-wise. And that's where all the recaps are for the days right now. So yes, Sparks +5 are terrible. Yes. But that's going to pretty much do it for today. Good luck, everybody, in the rest of your card. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out, guys.